Boom, boom, boom. All right. How you doing, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube, and today we're going to be reviewing Titans Season 3, Episode 8, titled Home. Now, in this, right, this starts off right where the previous episode ends, where Beast Boy is talking to Molly, right? And they're basically like, okay, so before I get into this whole thing, I'm just going to say, obviously, once again, no promos for this. I don't know why they don't do it. I would really love some great, like, awesome trailers to kind of promote each episode of the season, but they're not as, like, driven into it as they do with, like, Stargirl. All those Stargirls are, like, 30 seconds. But either way, right? Back to what I was saying. I'm going to do this little summary here of some things. I'm going to go into maybe a couple clips. I'm going to give you my review, and then after that, we're going to go into a little spoiler section, right? But I got a couple things to say about this episode, so that's why I wanted to just get right into it right away. But they're talking, and they want to get more info on Jason, and like Molly's skeptical, obviously, about Beast Boy because he's a Titan, and like, what the hell, who is he, and why is he trying to figure out this stuff about Jason? You know, is this some kind of setup or whatever, right? And they show the Titan signal, like, instead of the bat signal. And it's, like, kind of mad looking, whatever, right? And then after that, they go over to Dick and Barbara. And they're about to go to this, like, gala thing. And he's making a sandwich. And let me just tell you right now, whoever had the bright idea to put Vegemite in the scene, like somebody would dare put that on a sandwich. Like, I get it. People like Vegemite. But, man, it's so terrible. What a awful way to set the scene here. Let me just say that right off the bat. Okay, so anyways, Blackfire and Superboy end up having spicy snugs. Like, what? They're getting all kind of spicy. Okay, so that's happening. It's like post-spicy snugs at this point, right? And they're talking about, like, Blackfire not being able to, like, get back home potentially and all this shit, right? And then they go over to tokenize Tim Drake, which, like, I don't know if they're also going to make him, like, potentially buy and stuff or whatever, like they did just recently. Who knows what they're going to do with this character. But he ends up going to Wayne Manor and, like, just basically, like, in the comics, like, kind of knows their identity and has been following them and, like, wants to be the next Robin, right? So let me just play a little clip here.
I was there.
He was there.
At the end.
The beginning and the end. The end and the beginning.
See the Flying Graysons.
He's seen Chew.
You signed it for me before the show. I remember every move you performed.
Look at that connection.
Then one day, I saw Batman and Robin on the news chasing Penguin. Robin did a one-handed meat hook to scale a rain gunner.
Whoa. He knows that move anywhere.
Please move. Only two people in the world can do. You and your dad.
Look at that.
So Robin,
he knows about you, dude.
Can't copyright them.
Then the Titans made a splash. I heard they were good, so I started keeping tabs. Guess what? Nightwing also does the one-handed meat hook. You were Robin, then Nightwing.
Dang. Got you, boy. Like, it's not obvious enough to begin with the identities of these characters and, like, how it's just ridiculous how they don't get, you know, exposed right away. But of course, this kid just figures it out, you know, like they always do that in the comics, and it's silly. But either way, like, he wants to be the next Robin, right? And Dick isn't down with it, and, like, kind of is a hypocrite because of, you know, the whole deal of what happened to him and the you know, and with Jason and all that. But either way, he offers a helping hand and, like, wants to get, like, you know, maybe, like, some info if he can on Jason, because apparently Tim, like, had seen him recently within the past few days. You obviously see what happened with him in the restaurant and the whole deal, right? And then they show Jason after that, like, suffering a bit from, like, toxin withdrawals and all that, and he's trying to get, like, some you know, toxin from Scarecrow, and like, but he's focused on poisoning the water supply right now. So they get into a little tiffy, right? A tiffy, we'll say. And they show Dick looking for him, and he gets hit by a car, and he starts having these weird flashes throughout the episode, and shit gets a little wonky for him, right? And then pans to Superboy and Blackfire in the middle of Spicy Snugs. And Starfire pops in all whacked out and tries to kill her like during this whole thing. And let me just play a clip of this because this is ridiculous. They're going way spicy in this episode. Look, candles lit and everything like that. And this is like full-blown Spicy Snugs right here. Like, what the Titans is out of control. Look at this aura under there. Uh-oh. That's a spooky aura right there. Look at them. Breaking things. Well, I don't know what they would weigh, technically. But, uh-oh. Here comes Starfire. Look at him zipping out like that. Like, he's like, I'm gone. And she's going to straight up, like, she's in blackout mode. And snaps her out of it. Like, what? Like, what's going on, dude? She's like, what the hell just happened? Okay, so that's a little crazy, right? Tries to kill her. And they decide to pop her back in the tank thing again. And she gets put into this dream state with, like, a theater and a mother crying out for her baby. So, like, we'll figure out what all that crap's about, right? And then it shows Scarecrow getting woke up by a random inspector. And he ends up having to kill him. Because he's like, dude, I can't be having this guy being, like, all confused on what I'm doing down here. Either way, right? Then he goes to his mother's office and has like a breakdown like a little bitch. But then like she apparently had set off a panic button right when he got there. So like it didn't help her anyway because he straight up snaps his mom's neck and gets out of there before the cops get him. Ah, what the hell? And then it gets even more out of control, right? Because then it shows Jason going to like a brothel / peep show thing, right? And then they go full-blown nudity in this, right? And they show like this girl, titties out, you know what I mean? The whole deal. And he talks through this window to this dude and this chick and gets them to role play Hank and Dawn and apologizes to them for killing them. And it's all whacked out and like, I don't like where they're going with this episode. It feels like they had a lot of cool stuff to offer in the episode, but then like way overdid it with more of the spicy, like edgy stuff. And like, I'm really not a fan of the stuff they did in this episode overall. And either way, right? But even Jason at the end is like, you know, because at one point the girl talks about being high and like making mistakes and like, you know, going home helps. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, no offense, like you murdered Hawk. Like, and a bunch of people for that matter. Like, get the F out of here. And, like, Jason even notices it kind of in it, you know? But either way, they show Barbara and Dick doing more investigating. And, like, Dick is getting a taxi somewhere to, like, I guess where he used to live kind of deal. And sees, like, weird Kid Robin visions and the whole deal, right? And Beast Boy's working on the computers. And he hears from Molly about them all meeting with Jason. And then goes to talk to Dick about it. And they think it's this big setup. And then this is where things kind of go for the rest of the episode, where I don't want to get into the spoilers section of things too much. But that kind of is the big setup for where things are going to go. Is like you got these issues going on, a couple little bits between some characters here and there. But then obviously it all comes together with the Jason situation and the new Tim Drake situation and all that. But either way, I'm going to give this like a 6 out of 10. Like this one is not as good. I didn't really enjoy this one as much. This one, sad to say, it went a little downhill. Like I said, I didn't like the overall like edgy shock value stuff they put in it rather than focus on some of the good things they had to offer with the storyline that I did enjoy that I still didn't even go into some of that yet. But overall, I would give this episode like a 6 out of 10. I'm a little more upset with where this episode went. But either way, let's keep going, right? And let me get into the spoilers. Spoilers. Man, it took a hot minute for me to get that thing off of there. But either way, right? Okay. So they think it's all set up, and they show Blackfire and Superboy trying to figure out what to do about like Corey and stuff, and then like everything between them and the whole deal. Because like, you know, like Superboy's a virgin and it's whatever. And then Tim comes around like too, while Dick is like, you know, trying not to get him involved in anything, and Dick's gonna go and meet with Jason and them. But like, so Tim ends up sticking around somewhere, and then this all goes down, and Jason wants to like help bring down the Scarecrow or whatever. But like, really, dude, like the Titans got to talk about this, and they're not happy about it, you know, because like, dude, killed Hawk. Let's be real here. This is ridiculous. And Tim ends up following Jason, and Scarecrow shoots him in the back. And Titans show up to help, and they go and they find Scarecrow, and Starfire like goes and tries to blast at them, and it breaks through the floor that they couldn't get through when they were trying to get down there to be able to poison the water supply. So it was all a setup, and it's not good, and shit's about to go down in these future episodes. So there's that one positive thing, but man, the whole rest of this episode, I didn't like how they played out and set this up. But let me play this clip here. It's after Tim gets shot. Tell you what, the armor looks pretty good though for Nightwing in this. Although I did like the Robin costume a lot.
Afraid to take any real risks, John. Fuck you, Mom.
Scarecrow being like some upset, like angsty kid about his mom. But look at that. Bam. Things go down. Explosion. Boom. Barbara's like, ah, crap.
Send a SWAT unit.
It's not good, man. It's not good.
I got a hit on Jason Todd a half mile from here.
Things are not good. Look at that. Water. Dude. So here we go. Shit's going to go down in the next episode at least. And this is the one positive thing about this whole kind of situation, you know, is that like there's going to be some cool build up. Not that like it's positive that this happened, obviously, but the build up is necessary. Yep, they used you. They knew what was going to go down, doggy. Oh, man.
This pump station leads directly to Gotham's water supply.
Damn, they knew exactly what they were doing. Dosed them. So we're going to see where that all goes. But either way, I'm going to give this episode, like I said, like a 6 out of 10. I'm a little upset with where they went with the majority of this episode. But the story arc, you know, towards the end, especially this ending here, was very enjoyable. So there's that. Still worth checking out, obviously, because the story progression is exciting. Surprised that Blackfire's still not like the villain of the story yet. That it's been Scarecrow this whole time, and I really can care less, like I said, about the whole Tim Drake thing on top of all this extra Robin stuff. But let's see where it all goes. I'm excited for next week still. Again, 6 out of 10 on this one, but they've been doing good before that, so I still have faith in it. All right, ZukaTube out.
Dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point, it's my strategy. Feel like they tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Nah, go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.